to college!
2 hours later.
Hey, how's it going, you guys? This is SpideyCo64 back again with another NASCAR race review. I'm sorry I haven't been uploading that many race reviews in a while. It's just because some of the races, like past races, have just been terrible, and I really didn't feel like reviewing them because they don't really deserve a proper review. Like Pocono, Michigan, Sonoma. Chicagoland was actually a good race. I forgot just to review that one. So yeah, and now in today's video, we're here to talk about Daytona. This is a few hours or 14 hours after the Coke Zero Sugar 400. So with that being said, let's get into the video. This race was rained out, and NASCAR decided to run it on a Sunday afternoon, which I don't know why. They could have done it Saturday midnight, early in the morning on Sunday, so they could get all the laps in, but they didn't. So okay, so now we just have to race the Coke Zero Sugar 400, and Joey Logano took us to the green flag. This was done by the points because qualifying was also rained out. This was a pretty big deal, in terms of the qualifying, or in terms of the weekend, and stuff like that. So we're at the first half of the stage, which I did miss. I think the train did form for a little bit, and Logano easily won stage 2 or stage 1. It's really late in the night. Okay, so yeah, so Logano won stage 1. Stage 2, a lot of the intensity picked up. The Chevrolets now started to form a line. And then Ricky Stenhouse Jr., the crazy man himself, tried to make a move on Kurt Busch, gets himself turned around. And he does eventually make his way up for the field. And then for the end of stage 2 was a battle really between, who was it? Austin Dillon and Clint Boyer. Yeah, and we'll get into those two guys later. But there was another caution early on when Kevin Harvick, tapped behind Brad Keselowski. And ironically enough, Brad Keselowski was the guy, just all weekend long was saying, "I'm not lifting." And ironically, he gets pretty much turned. So, yeah, so, now time to get into stage number 3. Stage 3, basically, we started the stage, then there was rain in the area, and then the big one happens. It collects almost all the cars, and yeah, everyone was in it. Everyone was kind of basically in it, like big drivers like Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, Mark Truex Jr., Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick, Clint Boyer, Austin Dillon. And really the way this happened was that Austin Dillon and Clint Boyer were going pretty hard for the win. And then what happened was that just Clint Boyer and Austin Dillon going really hard at it for the win. I mean, the rain is in the area, so the intensity has to pick up, and they're not giving up an inch. So yeah, and then Austin Dillon tries to block, proves he has no talent whatsoever, and then the big one happens. So completely, I feel like that's kind of Austin Dillon's and Clint Boyer's fault. I feel like it's kind of Austin Dillon's fault. I mean, I don't know. Either way, I mean, I wouldn't really say it's anyone's really terrible fault. And then we get to the end of the race, which just ultimately just basically decided the race. So basically what happened was that they were given to 1 to go, and Kurt Busch, after the big one, was the leader. Come on down on the pit road, and then they could give 1 to go because they had to go around and basically, how should I say this? Refuel and get fresh tires. And then NASCAR how should I say this? They basically, in the end, screwed over Kurt Busch, and Kurt Busch does not win this race. He basically is kind of screwed over, and really, there's really nothing you could have do. I mean, there was lightning in the area, 8 miles away. NASCAR is really concerned for the fan safety, but ultimately, I really do feel like they screwed over Kurt Busch, which, yeah, and Justin Haley, by the way, was in the lead of this race, and basically, we waited 2 hours or so, and then NASCAR then called the race, and Justin Haley, the 77 Spire Motorsports Chevrolet Camaro ZL1, won the Coca-Cola 600, or the Coke Zero Sugar 400. So, yeah, ultimately, guys, this has got to be the weirdest NASCAR race I feel like I've watched ever. Maybe ever. I mean, it kind of feels weird saying Justin Haley won this race. I mean, considering one, he's not full-time. He's part-time. I mean, the 77 team, they're full-time. You know, they got a charter and stuff like that. But who would have predicted it? Who would have predicted Justin Haley would have won this race? But it just does feel kind of weird considering, one, this really does nothing to the point systems or the playoffs at all. It's like no one showed up to the race, you know, and stuff like that. And also, here's just something that I'm really sad at NASCAR fans, some NASCAR fans. Some of them are really just saying Justin Haley, he didn't deserve this win and whatnot, da-da-da-da-da. People say he should have not won this race. Okay, listen. It doesn't matter which way you win a race. Okay? If you win a race, you win a race. Okay? Justin Haley is the winner of this race. No matter how he did it, which, by the way, I like myself, I would have preferred to be done under a green flag, and just NASCAR is just, they're kind of, NASCAR is just filled with a bunch of dumbasses all over them. Like, there's just stupid and stuff like that. I mean, they really couldn't decide whether, okay, should we run this race in the nighttime, nighttime, or should we just run it Sunday afternoon when there's going to be rain and stuff like that? So, yeah, that's kind of weird. So, yeah, I mean, this was just a really headache weekend. A very crazy one. In terms of racing, the racing was really good. It was really, really good. You know, if the rain problems and all NASCAR stupidity was not a big factor, this probably wouldn't be a bad weekend. It was just surrounded by just Justin Haley winning the race and stuff like that. If a driver like if William Byron and Jimmy Johnson were to win this race, then people wouldn't really be talking much about, other than William Byron got his first career win under a red flag and Jimmy Johnson won a rain-delayed race. So, yeah, but anyways, just guys, I'm really tired already of this race and just really the NASCAR fans in general. Guys, just get it over with. Justin Haley won the race, okay? We're done. We're moving on to Kentucky. And, you know what? Throughout this stretch, I am going to be possibly going back to doing some race reviews. So, yeah, with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment down below what you thought of the video. And with that being said, I hope you all have a good week. And we'll see ya at Kentucky. See you guys later.
Side draft once again. Larson, Elliott Sadler, side by side, coming into the tri-oval. They bump. 3 wide. The big move on the inside. A huge win